Upper90studios.com.
Fantasy Premier League tips and cheats. Welcome back. On this video, I'm going to show you the lineup construction process for my first draft team using two different 15-man squads. First, I'm going to select the must-have players. Second, I'm going to experiment with different formations to uncover key players. And third, I'm going to use points projections to single out the best first draft team. All the top FPL tips to give you a competitive advantage. Some of you may know me from the fantasy blog at Upper90studios.com. My name is Bruno Batista. I've been playing Fantasy Premier League since 2007. I've been very fortunate to have built a record of consistent finishes in the top 1% to 2% for over a decade. I normally don't dress like this, but one of the commenters said I look like I'm about to rob a store. The reason why I look like this is actually I'm doing you a favor, because then you don't get to see how tired I am, and I get to record these videos at 3 in the morning if I want. So that's the reason why I wear the glasses and the hat. It's not to rob stores. Anyway, this season I'm going to start with a series of videos on how to build a first draft fantasy team. I put together a first draft kit with strategies from experimenting with different formations to using projections to maximize points. They're basic to advanced strategies that show you how to play the game. But if you want the shortcut, the first draft kit also contains screenshots of complete 15-man squads, top picks by price range, high-risk players to avoid, and more. And I want to make all of this available for you to download at the end of the video series. This way, you can see how other fantasy managers play the game with examples to get started. On today's video, I'm going to show you the lineup construction step-by-step process for my first draft team. So let's begin by logging into FPL. Step 1, selecting our must-have players. This is going to be the team core. This group of players is probably going to stay consistent as I create other lineups and formations. So let's begin here with a goalkeeper. As you can see, I selected by team selected by percentage. I'm not taking many risks this season. In the beginning, I made that mistake last year. Going with Salah. Scored yesterday against Manchester City, preseason. Eriksen. We'll see if Kane and Dele Alli, start the season on time. Up front. Investing on Liverpool this season because they tend to start a season pretty strong. And Zaha. This is my core group of players. This is my team core. From here, I can experiment with different start of the season strategies. For example, do I want to go for a more balanced squad with team depth and a stronger bench? Or do I want to go for a stronger starting 11 at the expense of the bench? For this demonstration, I'm choosing a stronger starting 11 with a weaker bench. I know funds are limited in the beginning of the season, and as I work on increasing team value, I can improve the quality of my bench. With that in mind, I know my backup goalkeeper is going to be pretty cheap, as in 4 million. So let's pick him now. Select replacement, sort by 4 million. As you can see, Speroni has nearly 15% ownership. He's the most popular, but I'm not going to choose him. And the reason why I'm not choosing him is because if you sort by Crystal Palace goalkeepers, check this out. There are 3 goalkeepers at Crystal Palace now. They just bought a new player, Guaita. They bought him from La Liga. Now, Speroni, it looks like he's not even going to make the squad. So his price is at even higher danger of falling because he doesn't even make the squad every single game week. Not only that, but he has nearly 15% ownership. Once those 150,000 managers realize that he doesn't even make the squad every single week, they're probably going to sell him. And if they sell him, he has a higher chance of his price dropping. For that reason, I want to choose a goalkeeper who is guaranteed to at least make the bench. I know he's not going to play. Hopefully he would play, but he's probably likely not to. So let's go to Everton. 2 goalkeepers only, Pickford and Stekelenburg. So I'm going to choose Stekelenburg for the example here, for this video. Okay, that's the goalkeepers. Now I can focus on the defense, and I'm going to do something similar here. I'm going to put a cheap defender in one of the spots in order to be able to field a strong starting 11. So I'm going here, selecting 4.0, Bednarek. Now, if I can remember, he became a starter towards the end of last season in a 3 center back system, and Southampton's defense improved towards the end of last year. They did just sign a 6'6" center back from the Bundesliga, so we'll see if Bednarek gets another chance. But for now, he's in. This completes my must-have players, the team core, with a few bench fillers. Now that the team core is set, I can experiment with different formations. I'm going to show you 2 different ones in this video, but I have a lot more saved. At the end of the video series, I'll make the first draft kit available for download with all the team screenshots. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and email list on our website at upper90studios.com. Click the fantasy tab at the top and you'll see the sign up box. First up is the 4-4-2, which is becoming more and more popular. Now we're seeing attack-minded fullbacks or wingbacks pushing higher up, and they're contributing directly to goals. When they earn clean sheet points and provide an attacking return, it becomes a magnet for the bonus point system. So if we sort by defenders, bonus point system, Azpilicueta, and that is in a 4 at the back system, I want him on my team. Going for the strongest starting 11 with 4 at the back. Another attack-minded defender, actually, a quick point about Azpilicueta is that he didn't just lead all defenders in the bonus point system last season, he led all players, and that includes Salah. Another attack-minded defender is Van Aanholt. PVA, as he's known in the FPL circle. Now, PVA, what's cool about him is that he's running his own mini league. So check him out on Twitter, and you'll find his code. He's got prizes and everything. We actually have our own U90 mini league, and this is our 3rd year with a prize. Check it out on our website too. So that completes our entire back line, goalkeepers and defenders. Since it's a 4-4-2, I know that my 3rd forward is going to be a bench player, a cheap one, and we're going for the strongest possible starting 11. So let's pick him now. Cheap, not BPS. Going with there. Okay. Now we still have a good amount of money to invest. We're going to pick the rest of the midfield. I'm going to go strong here. Sane scored again yesterday against Liverpool. And then here we are going with Milivojevic, whose name I butchered in last year's video. And now, as you can see, there's only 4 million left, and that's okay. We have to make a couple of compromises here. We can either go Pope to a 4.5 goalkeeper, or we can go Robertson to a 5.5 in order to be able to afford the minimum priced midfielder. So let's try Pope. Okay. Now we have 4.5. We can go Stevens. Okay. And there it is. That's one of our 4-4-2 formations. Let's see here. If we go with Robertson, go Alexander-Arnold, and now you got 1.0 in the bank. That lets you go, ooh, man, it would have been pretty cool if I could have gone to Schürrle. That's actually something to work on. You might be able to do it, but it's digging away too much at the 4-4-2 strength with the 4 defenders at the back. But check this out real quick. If I go Tompkins, yeah, well, that allows me to go all the way to 6.5. That's pretty cool. Let's see how much Schürrle costs. New player for Fulham. Oh, actually, I can go back up to Pope. There we go. There's a 4-4-2. Actually, this is a 3-5-2. Alexander-Arnold, Coleman, Azpilicueta, good bench player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the middle, and then 2 forwards. 3-5-2 right there. So that was interesting. That was not planned. Schürrle comes straight into one of my lineups. He just signed for Fulham a few hours ago. And I'm definitely going to include that in the first draft kit, which is going to be available for download at the end of the video series. For the 3-5-2 I had originally planned, I need all my must-have players back in. So Nick Pope, Robertson, Coleman, Salah, Eriksen, Firmino, and Zaha. I'm even keeping Sane and Milivojevic because I want to invest a little bit in my midfield at the beginning of this season. This is a 3-5-2, so I want my third starting defender to be pretty strong, an attack-minded player. So PVA comes back in. Then I am spending nothing pretty much on my bench. I would have chosen Wan-Bissaka, but I already have too many Crystal Palace choices, so instead I will pick Peltier. Now, this is what I have available for my final midfield spot, which is very good. I look at all these options. Milivojevic I already have. I have Richarlison. I have a couple of newcomers. Let's pick Richarlison for now. He's back with Marco Silva. Everton are probably going to be more attack-minded this season. The newcomers, those are riskier bets because we never know how they're going to adjust. You never know how they're going to make the step up. Now, last season, I made this mistake. I invested on way too many newcomers, and they never settled. So this time around, I'm going to be a little bit safer. I'm going to bet on more experienced players to start. I'm also finding that lineups with Aubameyang require him to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So there are less decisive players to fall back on in case he blanks. This 3-5-2 here, it has a wider safety net. Look at this midfield. I have a wider safety net in the starting 11 in case any of them blank. Now this lineup also has some flexibility. For example, if I downgrade PVA to Tompkins, I said Tompkins, then now I can upgrade Richarlison to 7.5 million player, and that could be Mkhitaryan, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go with Mkhitaryan because of Arsenal's fixtures. I can go Lingard. I don't know about United's attack. And let's see here, Willian. I like Willian. Willian's a good option. Schürrle is a new option for us. But Willian, we have to be a little bit careful because he's rumored to be leaving Chelsea. So it's the same with Hazard. Martial is another one who's rumored to be leaving Man United. It's important to stay on top of all the transfers, especially this season, because the transfer window closes early in England, but it's going to remain open in Spain and other top leagues. This means that Premier League clubs, they can't buy new players after game week 1, but Premier League players, they can still be sold between game week 1 and August 31st. So this is a problem for us because we can end up picking a top player from our FPL team, then a week later he's off to Spain. We mentioned this, and we have other warnings on our blog. As far as fixtures, we have a free fixture difficulty cheat sheet available only to our email subscribers. Go to upper90studios.com, click the fantasy tab at the top, and you'll see the sign up box. So we have our favorite lineups. It's time to pick out the best one. And this is where points projections comes in. Essentially, this is how it works. First, we assign a points projection for each player in all the lineups. Second, we add up the total points for each team, including the bench. And finally, we compare the scores to single out the best first draft lineups. So in this example, let's say Robertson's a 6 and Coleman's a 5 in all the lineups. We do this for all the players and all the teams. At the end, we can see that the 4-4-2 and the 3-5-2 are pretty much even as far as the point scoring potential for the starters. But the 4-4-2 just edges the 3-5-2 in the point scoring potential for the bench players. Then again, this is not the 3-5-2 with Schürrle. So choose your must-have players, try different formations, add up the points projections, with a lot of planning and tactical decisions in between. I hope this video provides a solid framework to help you build your perfect first draft team. U90 Mini League. Good at FPL? Join U90 Mini League for a chance to win. Don't forget to subscribe to our email list. Click the Fantasy Premier League tab at upper90studios.com. If you're on a computer, it's at the top right of the page. If you're on a phone, it's at the bottom. See you soon.